Hey everyone, we read the book Quit Calling Me a Monster last time, and our main character was this guy, Floyd Peterson. And we started off with drawing an easier monster that had a little less, had a little more simple lines and shapes. So if you are still coloring this one, you can work on coloring this one today if you want to. But today we're going to learn how we can draw Floyd Peterson using our lines and shapes that we've been learning. So we'll take a look at some of his details before we start. We can see triangles for his teeth. We also see triangle and diamond for his bow tie. We see circles and ovals for his eyes. We see shapes that are kind of triangles with curves in them. His hat looks like the letter M. His arms are made out of curved lines and some straight lines. So are his legs. His mouth is one big, huge, kind of lumpy oval. And we also are going to be using kind of a zigzag line in an oval shape around for the body. So those are some of the lines that we're going to be using. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to practice on my whiteboard first, and then when I'm ready, I'll get my paper out so I can make him real colorful. All right, here we go. The first thing that I'm going to do, and you can do it differently sometimes if you want to as well, but I'm going to put in his mouth first, and that will help me decide how big everything else will be too. So his mouth is one big kind of lumpy oval, so it needs to have curves and rounded edges. So I'm going to kind of put a nice round lumpy oval. Kind of looks like a bean or a peanut. Alright, now if I want to go ahead and work on his teeth, I could work on his teeth, right? We talked about how his teeth are like triangles. So we could just do like the letter V, because the bottom or the top of our mouth makes the bottom of the triangle. So we could do that. Or if we want to connect them, we could use zigzag lines to connect the teeth. Maybe he has some that are connected and some that are not. But he does have sharp teeth, so we want to make sure they have a nice point on the end. Okay. Now I have his mouth in here, so that will kind of help me decide how big to make his body. So I'm going to be using a zigzag line, but I have to kind of draw it in a circle or oval shape. So that's something you might have to practice, because he kind of has spiky hair. So I'm going to go in a circle shape all around my paper to get his body. And now I can put in some of his other details. Let's put in the eyes next. So he has some big oval eyes. In the book, it has just two little dots like this inside the eyes, but in my drawing here, I made him look a little bit different, but you can make that choice, how you want to make his eyes look. He also has eyebrows, so I'm going to put two diagonal lines for eyebrows, and that's going to help him look a little bit more angry. If you want him to look a little more happy, we could change these diagonal lines into curved lines, right? And then he looks a little bit nicer. So you can decide what mood Floyd Peterson is for you. Let's see, what else we gotta add? We gotta add his tie. So his tie is a triangle with the point facing down. So three-sided shape, point facing down. And then he has a diamond underneath that. So for a diamond, I'm gonna make a capital letter A to start with. But I'm not going to make an A. Now I'm going to make a capital letter V underneath. And that will be his tie. We have room down here for some legs, so I'm just going to use some lines that maybe bend to make the feet. Right? He has claws, so maybe I'll put some claws down here. And I don't have a lot of room for his arms, so maybe I'll put his arms inside his head and have them come up. There we go. And one more. And we're almost done. We have to add horns. So our horns are kind of a triangle shape, but they have curved sides. So it's important that it has a point and that it's wider at the bottom. So I'm going to start over here by the head and kind of curve a little bit out to a point, and then start back there and come back down. So curve out have a little point, start right at the end of the line, and then come back down. There we go, and I drew this so big, I don't know if I have room for his hat, so I'll try to make it really small. So in the book, it kind of looks like a straight line. Let's try that again, a straight line. And then a capital letter M on top of that. And then there's one more line in there to kind of show the ribbon. Alright, so there is my Floyd Peterson. So after you've done a little bit of practice, then you can get some paper out and draw it on paper and try to color it. You can color it any way you want. If you want to use the same colors from the book, I used purple and black on top of each other for his fur, blue for his tie, his hat, and his eyebrows, and he has yellow eyes, and he does have a pink line around his mouth, but I didn't put that there. I kind of forgot. So you guys can go ahead and work on Floyd Peterson and have fun with him.